We had a video interview recently with attorney Vanessa Johnson, and we had her on the show because she was discussing what we believe is a landmark case that's going to set legal precedent for megachurches in the United States and religious liberty in this country. Just to kind of catch you up, and I recommend going back to this video. Catherine Leach filed a lawsuit along the lines of RICO charges. And I'm not an attorney, so I'm not going to be able to explain it the way that Vanessa did. But essentially, what's taken place is Catherine Leach and about another, looks like a, following the recent denial of a Gateway Church's motion to dismiss on September 17, 2025, U.S. Eastern District of Texas Chief District Judge added a RICO claim to the class action lawsuit against Robert Morris and Gateway Church for their handling of the Cindy Clemenshire case, as well as just this allegation that they are involved in racketeering because they did not make good on their promises with the tithe money. They promised that they would give a certain percentage, and it fell far from underneath that. That was exposed by a CPA. So now this is a lawsuit in court. The RICO charges is what got our attention because now we're looking at churches as criminal enterprises that are parading as churches and ministries, as opposed to what we thought what this was before, which were good faith actors operating churches that had moral failures. So there's a huge distinction, and this is the reason why this is such an interesting story. So go ahead and run the clip of Vanessa Johnson explaining that this case took on a whole new meaning when the RICO charges were added. Run the clip, please.
Okay. So RICO charges, that law came into existence, I think, in the 70s. It was created because of mafia and, to thwart the organized crime and the corruption and things like that. But since then, it's been codified. There's a criminal statute and it's also used civilly. So,
Catherine emailed me and wanted to explain how the RICO applied to this class action lawsuit, and she wanted to point to one example in the case that states defendants devised and intended to devise a scheme to defraud plaintiffs and the punitive class by falsely representing that 15% of all tithe dollars would be distributed to global missions and Jewish ministry partners, and that tithers could receive a return of their tithes for any reason, end quote.